Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Canon EOS photographer RandallMRueff. Today is Sunday, December 22nd, 2013 AD. And yesterday I had the chance to visit Robert's, the store in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I had a good time there. Wasn't able to update my camera as I was hoping because the trade-in value of my older cameras wasn't enough to buy anything new. So I was disappointed on that, but aside from that, it was a good trip. I got a chance to see a lot of neat things, and it was a very professional, well-run store. One of the things I got to see while I was there was a 5D Mark III, which I'd never actually seen. I've seen lots of videos and pictures, but to actually see an actual camera, that's the first time I've actually seen it. And more importantly, I got to see a 1D X. They had a 1D X on display. It was in glass, had glass on top of it and glass in front of it, so you could easily see it. They also had the 28-300 lens, or 28-300 millimeter lens, which I want, on display. So it was beautiful. I mean, the camera that I want, or 1DX or the 1DC, preferably 1DC, because I want to do some 4K video. But point is, my second favorite camera right now, 1DX. They had it on display in glass. If I wanted to, they would have let me touch it, I'm sure. Because there were some guys there. There was a guy behind the booth who I'm sure if he said, do you want to see it? I mean, if I had asked to see it, I'm sure he would have let me touch it and look at it and all that. But seriously, I think I would have just freaked out if I got to actually touch one without it being mine. I don't think I would have been able to let go of it. So I didn't ask. Although I have to admit, it was almost like the guy was wanting to show it to me because, you know, he could tell I was looking at it because I stopped by it several times to look at it while I was doing other things. But it is to see it up close and in person, it is a very high-tech, very beautiful piece of technology. And the surprising thing is I know people say it's big and bulky, but it didn't appear to be big and bulky when I saw it in person. It didn't look... Now, granted, it's bigger than the camera I've got now, but compared to what... Maybe it's because I have big hands. I don't know. I know I've been told before I have big hands. Maybe that's part of it, but other people have smaller hands, and they think it's big and bulky, but it didn't, to me, personally, it didn't look big and bulky. It looked just like it needed to look, and it looked awesome. I mean, I can't get over it. To see it, I was just like, oh. Hopefully my tongue wasn't sticking out, drooling too much. I don't think I actually was, in all seriousness. But if I'd been there by myself, I just probably would have. I don't know. But it was just like, it was a thing of beauty. It really, really was. And it was like, it was raining all the way up there. It was raining the whole time, basically the whole time I was there. And it was raining all the way back. And it was like, this was like the highlight of my trip. Even though I didn't get to trade in my old cameras and get something new, being able to see the 1DX in its full beauty was awesome. Now, I didn't have a lens attached at the store, but they had a whole bunch of lenses, a whole bunch of other cameras. They had the 5D Mark III and the 5D Mark II and the 6D and the 7D, and they had a whole bunch of smaller, pocket cameras. They had a whole bunch in the Canon area. Because Canon does make a whole bunch of cameras. So they had a huge selection, lots to choose from. But man, I was just looking at that 1DX, I was just like, wow, that's amazing. Awesome. I mean, I just, going on and going on. It's just like, oh, man. Now, granted, I would rather have the 1DC. In fact, I even asked them if they had a 1DC, and the guy was like, no, we don't carry the 1DC. At least not yet. So they probably will in the future. But right now, they didn't have the 1DC, which is the camera I really wanted to see. If they had it in the display, I may have asked to see it. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure. Point is, they didn't have a 1DC. They looked up on the computer. She said they had it in New York at B&H for $1,200, which I already knew because I'd been on B&H's website. But I have to admit, man, and another thing that struck me is the 28-300 lens is similar in size to the 2300 lens I have now. Now, obviously, the Canon lens 2300 millimeter is a lot better glass, a lot better quality build, more durable. But it's basically just a little bit bigger. Now I wasn't able to put my lens up to it, but just based on using that lens, the one lens I have and what they had, it didn't appear to be that much bigger. So it looked really neat. The lens, the camera, I was just like, ugh. I was like, if I only had the money, I gotta come up with this 1DC. I mean, that's just hilarious to it. Unless they come up with a new one, that's a person. Now, there are rumors out right now that around January or the mid-January or at the upcoming trade show in January, late January, Canon is going to announce a new 1D camera that is a real high megapixel count, like in the 46, 50, 75, we don't know. Now again, that's just rumors. But I'm telling you right now, just to be able to see, go to the Roberts Distribution, or I keep on calling it Robert Distribution, it's just Roberts. But it's in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let me give you that. The address is, well, you can see the website where it is. You can look up the information. Anyway, the point is, I saw 1DX. It was awesome, awesome, awesome. I loved it. I wish I could have stood there and looked at it some more. And I don't know. It was really cool for the first time to actually see it in person. Now, granted, I would prefer the 1DC over the 1DX because it also does 4K and it does 1080p at 30 and 60 frames. So it has more options. So I'd rather have the 1DC as compared to the 1DX. But being able just to see the 1DX was awesome. So I geeked out a little bit. I geeked out a little bit, or a lot. I'm not sure if it was inappropriate geeking out, but I did geek out. It's like I wanted to stay longer, and I could have stayed a little bit longer, but obviously, it's like, what for? You can't afford it. You can't do anything about it. Driving me nuts. But having said that, it was a good trip. I loved seeing it. I mean, it was cool to finally see one in person, even if I didn't actually touch it. It was there. I looked at it for a while. I mean, I just imagine myself having that camera with the 2300mm lens from Canon that was sitting right in front of me. Again, I put the 77mm UV zero filter on. They had the GPS receivers up there too, and the Wi-Fi adapters, so you could buy both. Although they were a little bit more than they were on the internet. I've seen them for about $500 on the internet. I think it was like $550. I think the price for the Wi-Fi adapter was like $550, and they sell for about $500 on the internet. So it may have been a little bit more expensive at Roberts. That's a small thing though. But they had the 1DX. Geeking out. I loved it. It was awesome. Like I said, I wish I could have bought that. The lens, a UV zero filter for the lens, the GPS device, an extra battery, actually 2 extra batteries. It was awesome. They also, another thing they had was they had what is it? The lens with the 1.4 teleconverter built in. I didn't really pay attention to that too much. What I was paying attention to was that 20-300 from Canon. But I did know they did have that new lens in with the built-in 1.4 teleconverter. So I saw that. And again, to be honest, as soon as I saw that 20-300, I was like, I didn't even care about that other lens. Because they had a 300mm prime lens there. Plus, I mean, those were the 3 lenses that were the white lenses with the red band, were the 300 prime, 28-300, and then they had the couldn't think, I can't come up with the name of that, but anyway, it's the newer one with the 1.4 teleconverter built in where you just flip it over. So that was neat. But like I said, once I saw the 20-300, those other 2 lenses just kind of, after I saw the 20-300, the other 2 lenses just went off to the side. Paying attention to that. Of course, the 1DX camera. And it was kind of nice, again, to see the 5D Mark III and some of the other cameras that you hear about, like the 6D and the 7D and things like that. So, was a good trip. I geeked out on the 1DX, seeing the 1DX. I mean, seriously, I really did. So, I just want to show you where it's out on the internet. If you want to find it, they've got it up at Roberts. Here, up at the top of the website, in the link. You can go there, buy it, look at, get information about it, and everything. So, with that in mind, I tell you what, why not? I wonder if I can get some more information on it. I'll tell you what, really? Okay, let's see if there's more information on here. Ooh, there is. They got more information. Okay. Now, memory card says it's SD, but I know it's CF. Yeah, there's a typo on that one. Weather sealed. It's not beautiful. I mean, it really is. It's just, I can't say it enough. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. It really is. Well, with that in mind, I'm gonna end the video and just say thanks for watching. Have a good day. God bless you. And if you've got $12,000, you don't know what to do. $15,000, $16,000, you don't know what to do with. 1DX 28 to 300 millimeter lens from Canon, UV filter, and a GPS receiver would be awesome. I would love it. I'll make plenty of videos.